Morning, everybody.
Morning.
It's January the 28th. Where did the month go, Ms. Chambers? It went too fast. It's about 9:05, maybe 9:06, Tuesday morning. Regular meeting, Commissioners Court, Liberty County, Texas. Let the records show that Commissioner Arthur's here, Commissioner Whitmire is here, Commissioner Korbowski is absent. And while we're thinking about it, we have a brand new commissioner here. So let me take a moment to introduce y'all to Gerald. If you would stand up. Gerald Clark is our new Precinct 4 commissioner, and he'll be serving for the next couple of years to fill out Commissioner Wilson's unexpired term. And Carol, you're here today too. Stand up so everybody know what you look like. So there you go. Carol is Gerald's wife of about almost 50 years now, isn't it?
Yeah. 50 years this October.
This year, October. Okay. Thank you for coming, Carol. Appreciate it. All righty. Okay. So we do have a quorum established. We had business for the court this morning. If y'all would all stand, please. Ms. Chambers is going to lead us in the pledges this morning, and Mr. Poston is going to lead us in the invocation.
Please face the American flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please face the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Y'all please bow your heads and pray with me. Father God, we come to you today, and we thank you for all the many gifts you have given us. And despite all the problems in the world, despite all the problems in the United States and here in Liberty County, we still have so much to be thankful for. And we honor you and thank you for your mercy and grace. Father God, we ask that you please place your hand over the people of Liberty County. Please protect them. Please help them to grow in the ways that you want them to grow. Please grant them the freedom and the opportunity to become their best selves so that they also can contribute to the community. Father God, we also ask you please put your hand over this commissioner's board. Help them, help the spirit of teamwork to be found here. Please help them to make all decisions for the benefit of those who have put us here. Father God, we thank you for all our many gifts, and we praise you, we honor you, we pray all this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Matthew. Notices and proclamations. Dee Dee, I don't remember seeing anything this morning that's going to be noticeable or proclaimable. Let's move on to public comment. We have a few that are signed up today. I believe y'all all know how this works. We do this the old-fashioned way. We use hourglass. In this case, it's a minute glass. You will call your name, ease up, and address the court and the folks here in the court. You have 3 minutes. We can't answer back, so you're kind of on your own just to make your statement. So first up, we have Albert Myers. Yes. Albert, if you would please come up and visit with us.
Where am I coming up?
Yes, sir. Come on up.
Good morning, Judge and commissioners and others and attendees. My name is Albert Myers. I'm a resident here of Liberty County. Definitively, I live in Raywood, Texas. Thank you for allowing me to be here this morning, Judge and commissioners. It's good to see everyone. As my mother says, always good to be seen too, though. I know that 3 minutes is running, so I get right to the process. The proposed and approved construction of a plastics, or I'm gonna call it X plant in Raywood, Texas, north of the railroad track on Highway 90 between CR 2830 and School Road 160 is the subject matter that I'd like to speak on. One, I'd like to speak on the proposed or rumored railroad spur, if there's such a thing. Is there a flood control study, environmental study, and traffic study mainly for Highway 90, 2830, and 770? And what impact there would be or not on the proposed development slated for Highway 90 between Devers and Ames? And then two, the plant construction itself. I think from a community perspective, we would like to know will there be an opportunity for public comment on the construction of this particular plant. Two, is there an environmental study related to the emittance, i.e. what is coming out of the stack of this particular plant from this particular site, and has that been submitted to the court? And will there be public comment on that? And C, right there between School Road 160, Highway 770 there in Raywood, we have two, I guess you want to say flood things that go under the railroad track that allow water to go south. Right now, the way the railroad put them in is two pipes. So it cannot stand too much more water from any kind of construction unless there's things that'll be done to provide better flood water flow in that area. So I'd like to know, will there be a flood control study for that particular area, and how will that impact that community, our community there? And lastly, as I want to go back real quick to that road spur, I think we see the scenario of what's taking place in Dayton with a railroad spur. I would be concerned of putting in a spur there, obviously due to traffic on 2830 and Highway 770, or the crossing of Highway 770 and 2830. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming. Raquel Rana. Raquel Rana. Good morning.
Morning.
And you have,
How you doing?
doing great. Thank you. You have 3 minutes.
Woof, woof, here we are. Okay, pedimos respeto. Queremos respeto.
We are asking for respect. We want respect.
Creo que este es un lugar serio.
I think this is a serious place to come and bring this type of issues.
Fueron elegidos por el pueblo.
You guys were selected by the public.
Ustedes son servidores públicos.
You guys are public service.
Estamos pidiendo nada más
We're only asking
que cumplan con su trabajo.
to do your job.
Ustedes lo prometieron
You guys promised
cuando fueron elegidos.
when you guys were elected.
Así lo tengo entendido.
That's how I understood.
Esto no es un juego.
This is not a game.
Eso es algo demasiado serio.
This is very serious.
Muchos niños han sido atacados.
Too many kids have been attacked by dogs.
No es nada lo que estamos haciendo. Todos los que estamos luchando por esto ahora,
Nothing has been done.
no soy yo,
It's not just me,
no solo mi familia.
not just my family.
Hay muchas familias
There's so many people
que estamos gastando de nuestro
that we're
bolsillo.
spending our own money.
Ese no es su negocio de ustedes.
This is not your business. This is not your business.
Es decisión que tomamos
This is our decision that we made
por amor a los animales,
because we love animals,
por respeto a la vida.
for we respect life.
Todos tenemos los mismos derechos.
Everyone have the same right. We all have the same right.
Creo que todos los que están aquí luchando por esto
I think everyone who's here fighting for this cause
estarán de acuerdo con esto.
would agree.
Es lo único que quiero pedir.
That's what, that's
Respeto.
all we ask in respect.
Yo los respeto a ustedes.
We do respect you.
Queremos que cumplan con su trabajo. Eso es todo.
We need you guys to do your job
Con seriedad.
and take this matter serious.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lydia Martinez. Morning. You have 3
As you
minutes.
all know, we stood here last month with our heads held high. We left this meeting feeling like we gained ground because we finally believed our voices had been heard. It felt like we made a small but meaningful victory, but the celebration was short-lived. Almost immediately, we heard this court mock us, make light of our concerns and what we stand for. In that moment, our hopes were crushed. I stand here today hoping that this meeting will be different. I hope that this court will understand one thing. While we are sitting down and waiting for you to finally take actions, these dogs are still dying, being abused, cold and alone, and put down. We are waiting for the workshop to be finalized to address this issue at hand. I completely understand that building a facility, hiring an animal control officer, establishing a proper pound will take time and it's a long-term goal. But the short-term current laws in place need to be enforced. We need consequences for people who dump, abuse, and neglect their dogs. Punishment must be put in place, whether tickets, fines, or other legal actions. Until something changes, the cycle of cruelty and neglect will continue. Simply sitting here saying yes to pacify us and throw us a bone to be quiet, we see through it and we're not backing down. This fight isn't just for the animals. It's also for the children who have to run inside their homes to escape stray animals. The people who have been bitten and those of us in the front lines who are battle this crisis every single day. We are outnumbered by the sheer volume of animals in need. We are exhausted and yet we keep going. But let's be clear, the work we are doing is the work you are supposed to be doing. This is not okay. It is time for you to step up and take action. This issue will not resolve themselves and it will not stop until meaningful change happens. We are here and we're not going away. If you're unable or unwilling to take action, then perhaps it's time for us to find someone who will. Thank you.
Rhonda Watson.
I'm sorry, give me a second. If you would.
You ready, Ms. Watson?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Next 3 minutes are yours.
Judge Knight,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioners, thank you for allowing Liberty County animal advocates to speak before you again this morning. I come with 3 rather simple requests that would aid a complex and sadly growing problem in all of Liberty County. Number 1, this for you specifically, Judge Knight, please put us on the agenda. Number 2, again, Judge Knight, ensure us that we will have a workshop prior to August of 2025. And I believe I overheard something in the hallway this morning that that's being done. I hope that's true. Number 3, Judge and Commissioners, allocate funds to this issue in the new budget. There is never enough money to cover everything that a county needs. However, priorities must be set. Human and animal suffering is such a priority. It is not expected that all needs of Liberty County animal advocates can be met in 1 year, one budget, but a good faith effort and an impactful first step in the right direction is possible. Money is available from various sources. The Cambridge Fund is one such source. As an example, the city of Liberty used $66,000 from that fund to pay for grass for the 9-hole golf course. How many people will actually benefit from that in Liberty County? That amount of money would more than pay the salary of a dedicated animal control officer. And he or she would be making a livable wage while freeing all vital police officers and serving all the residents and animals of Liberty County. Please, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ms. Watson, and your time is up.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Kim Hilton. I have a hard time remembering. You go by Brat and then Kim also. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Yeah.
So I do a lot of animal advocate.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that we are supposedly going to get the workshop, and I do want to say I'm very disappointed in the little mocking thing. You guys did. That was kind of, I know you can't say anything about it, but we're disappointed about it, heartbroken. I know it's going to take a while for a shelter, but we could do other things too. We could get someone in here to help spay and neuter large amounts of dogs and cats all at one time. But you guys got to do that for us. We can't just bring them here because they won't do that. It has to be through the county. So we already talked to him about it a little bit. So explains what we need. We need these people to be held accountable for dumping their dogs. When we see them on video, we got it there, right there. They're dumping their dogs. That's illegal. So they need to be fined. Maybe they'll quit doing it. Stop letting them give them away in the parking lot. Fine them for that. They're not supposed to do that. Are they a breeder? No, they're not. It's got to start with the little things. And we need help. Spay and neuter is one of the biggest things we need help with. Leash law. I know you don't have nowhere to put the dogs, but write these people tickets. Make them pay for their dogs. Make them take responsibility. So we just need some help, guys.
Jesse Churchill.
Good morning. I don't really have a real bad speech that we're going to do about our, about as nervous as a long-tail cat in a bucket. This lady, I will give these to you, you can pass them around.
Thank you.
And then a few people here. This lady was attacked. And I'm not saying I'm no hero, but I wouldn't have got there, she was bad. There were like 4 or 5 dogs attacked her. They drug her off the street into the ditch, and she would have died. There was nothing done about this. No police action, nothing was done. And this lady has been seriously hurt. She can't grow her hair no more. She's nervous. Every time a dog barks, she goes in panic. Something needs to be done. This needs to be put on the agenda. It needs to be something to where we can communicate. We just not want somebody who's talking and I can't hear what you're saying, what you're thinking, what's in your heart. This is sad, real sad. So y'all like to see this? I like for the world to see this. This is unreal. It's uncalled for. The guy don't ever take care of his animals. He's got horses, and bones, and skin. He's got new dogs that come over and tear our. I got a granddaughter, 80 years old, And her mother won't even let her come out and play by herself in the yard because she's so scared that these other dogs will come eat them. I tell you, that would have killed my granddaughter. Then I would have been in trouble.
Mr. Churchill, your time is up. But,
Okay, good. As long as everybody.
thank you, Mr. Churchill.
Yes, sir.
Amanda Jordan.
More people would feel like he moved down.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Amanda Jordan. I live in Dayton, Texas. I'm giving each of one of y'all one of these. This is from Shelby Babosky. She sent me, emailed y'all a couple of weeks ago. You get a pass because you're new. Just in case y'all didn't get the email, y'all got the email now, so there it is. Okay, so what I have to say is we need this to be on the agenda, Mr. Bustin. Okay, so y'all were quoted from the Vindicator, and I put some quotes from y'all. The county attorney, Matthew Poston, said he is happy to formulate an outline or plan for the commissioners to work from. He suggested that the location of the meeting be in Cleveland or Plum Grove, since most speakers reference Cleveland. We would like the date for that today before we leave. This is a quote. Honestly, that's what we'll need. We've had plenty of folks the last few years that say do something. We had some that were here that said we'll bring you a plan, but I have yet to see their plan, Knight said in response. It's not like we can just wave a magic wand and make it happen, Knight said. It takes years. Nothing's going to happen overnight. So I feel like this is a contradiction. Judge, you said we have been coming the last few years, but then say it takes years. So Judge, what is your definition of years? We have been coming here for 3 years and you haven't even begun to do anything. Back in 2022, Shelby Babosky came to you, a lawyer for animal welfare and the executive director of the Texas Humane Legislation Network. She is a law professor at the Southern Methodist University College of Law, teaching animal law and wildlife law since 2016. She sent you emails and called Matthew Poston several times in 2022 and early 2023. No return phone calls or emails. She tried to bring you a plan 3 years ago. So please don't tell the public that you have yet to see their plan. You have had 3 years to work with us and Shelby Babosky for a plan. I really hope the local news media puts a call in to Shelby Babosky. She can tell them everything I'm telling you now. Just like Paul Harvey always says, now the rest of the story. This needs to be put on the agenda and put it in the budget before the budget is approved for this year. Yes, it can be done. I think that magic wand has been waving for 3 years already. 3 years isn't overnight. All barking aside, put it in the budget for this year. Thank you.
Lisa Noble.
Yeah, Lisa. Lisa Noble.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Back again. At this point, I don't even really know what to say anymore. We've been doing this for so long. I do want to say there's some things that you can do before we go into building a shelter and stuff, which is something we absolutely need. But just enforce the laws that are already in place. Also, stop these people from giving dogs away on the side of the road. Cowboy Flea Market is a horrible place. It's in this Liberty County. It's not in the city limits. They are constantly selling dogs, $50 up to $1,000. Those places need to be shut down. That's what's bringing all these, plus the backyard breeders. At this point, we need a place to do spay and neuter events. We can bring in a large nonprofit rescue to fund all of the spay and neuters. We just need a spot to do it. And I don't think asking the county to pay for the light bill, the water bill, air conditioner, whatever, for a couple of days, every 6 months is much to ask. So those types of things can be done. There's something we can do before, all the other stuff has to take place. I don't want to say much about this, but I want you to know I'm very disappointed in you. I am. I know you can't say anything back. You as well. I'm a lifelong resident. Been paying taxes here, my entire family. We have multiple homes, lots of property we pay taxes on in this county. And for us to be treated the way that y'all treated us, very disappointing. So anyway, please, let's get this on the agenda. Let's do these workshops. Let's work together. We want to work together. We don't want to work against each other. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. That is the end of our public comments. Next on the agenda is declare conflicts of interest. So any of the commissioners have anything to declare as a conflict of interest today? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and move on to item number 7, the consent agenda. Hopefully you've all had the opportunity to look it over. And Dwayne, do we have anything to add on to it? Not today. Kim, anything to add on?
I don't have anything, Judge. Thank you.
Matthew and Catherine, nothing? Okay, good.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Motions from Greg, second from David to approve the consent agenda. Further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, I'm abstaining because I was not here for the last meeting, so I didn't feel like I was qualified to approve the minutes from the last meeting, that part of the consent agenda.
Oh, okay. So you want to abstain from this vote? Jay, you're going to
Yeah.
get the vote.
Okay, in that case, I'll vote aye.
Okay.
So that'd be three votes in favor. Okay. Moving on to the regular agenda, number 8.1 from Mr. Gott, presentation of the audit report of fiscal year September 30th, 2023 financial statements and single audit report by Albert Garcia, CPA of Mays and Associates. So, Mr. Garcia, you would come on up and let's hear how we did. Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. I'll keep this short. On pages 3 and 7 of the audit report is our auditor's opinion. We are issuing an unmodified report. That's basically a clean report. That's the kind of a report that any kind of business, district, government would like to receive. On page 17 is the statement of net position. I would like to report the net position is $6.8 million. And that statement does reflect all the it's net. And so it does reflect all the assets of the county and the liabilities as well. I would like to add that it's positive, and we have seen situations where it could be negative with school districts, counties, and cities. So the fact that y'all have a positive net position is really good. On page, I guess it's on the A2 schedule, the statement of activities, y'all did have an $800,000 increase, which is good. We like to see increases versus decreases. On page 20 and 21 is the governmental balance sheet. The general fund is reporting a fund balance of $23.2 million. It's a good fund balance. It allows you to kind of take on emergencies and so forth that we've seen over the years. Road and Bridge has a fund balance of $1.9 million. Capital Projects has a $1.7 million, and that's been designed to decrease from the last bond project. Debt service has about $584,000. There's some ARPA funds that are still to be spent, and then non-majors, which includes a bunch of other special revenue funds, is about 4.9. On page 24 and 25 is the statement of revenues and expenses, and the general fund did have a decrease, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, of $502,000. Road and Bridge had a little increase of $368,000. Capital projects had a $5.5 million, but that's related to the construction project. Debt service had a $76,000 increase. Non-majors had a $748,000 increase. So everything's looking good. Increases. We like to see increases. I would like to add, one of these financial statements do include a new pronouncement called GASB 96, and it has to do with the reporting of subscription type agreements like software. We have to report it as a liability and an asset this year. Okay, so the financial statements do include that. On page 63 is the budget. Okay. The county, through its amendment, was projecting a deficit of $4.3 million. Okay. You actually realized a $502,000 decrease. So not as bad as y'all were anticipating, but it still was a decrease. Okay. Road and Bridge had an increase. Debt service had we are projecting a little deficit, but it actually had an increase. But I would like to add that the county is continuing to pay its debt. The county continues to operate with a good fund balance. We don't report any material weaknesses. And I'd like to commend Dwayne and his staff, the treasurer's office, the purchasing office. They do a lot of work here. Y'all have a lot of activity. And so they've been keeping up with the day to day. And it was really good to see their staff pull together and do some hard work. But if you got any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Unmodified. That's good.
Unmodified.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much. And
I move that we accept the report.
got a motion from Greg to accept.
I'll second it, Judge.
Got a second from Gerald. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your help. Thank you, sir. You bet. Item number 8.2 from Constable Davidson. Consider and approve donation to Constable Precinct 3 in the amount of $3,000 from the citizens of Precinct 3. Matthew, I don't have any problem with this. Did you see anything with that? Just a notification more than anything else. Got a motion from David, second from Greg to approve. Further discussion. Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.3 from Ms. Bergman over in the District Attorney's Office. Consider and approve the resolution authorizing Liberty County District Attorney's Office to apply for a continuation of the grant for the Victims Assistance Coordinator through the Office of Governor Criminal Justice Division for the years 2025 through 2026. That grant number is 2876609. And Matthew, this is just a continuation more than anything.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. What say the court?
Move to approve.
Got a motion from Greg, second from David to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.4 from Mr. Brown over the Tax Assessor's Office. Consider and approve overpay refund in the amount of $2,742.92 for account 283068 for customer Smith Towing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you got,
Yeah,
brother?
normally, Judge, we don't give back money this time of year, we're collecting it.
Yeah.
Sometimes people pay a little extra or double pay, so just like in the past, if it's over 2,500, we get the approval of Commissioner Court to refund it. This is to Smith Towing Company, and it was for a vehicle fee that was paid twice.
Okay.
Recommended it be returned.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from David, second from Gerald to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.5 from Sheriff Rader. And is Billy here today, Sheriff, or is he? Okay. Okay. Discuss, take action to approve Liberty County Sheriff's Office to apply for the following grants through the State of Texas Public Safety and Office of the Governor by way of e-grants, which are funded 100% with no matching funds. Glad you put that in there. That make Dwayne feel a lot better. You know, that,
Yes, sir. At the insistence of Judge Knight, he brought up through HJC, there were several grants that were available. We got to check in. These are 100% grants. The county would not be, have to put anything in it. We're just asking for permission to go out for these full grants.
Sheriff, if you would go ahead and give us a definition of what the grants are going to be used for, if you would.
Yes, sir. So the bulletproof resistant shield grant, that's for the shields that you can carry and everything. Also, it might apply to the windshields that DPS is put on there. Your Operation Lone Star Grant Program, the Lone Star Grant Program. Billy is the one that kind of got on that. I don't know what that was. Of course, the rifle resistant body armor, that's the extra armor that will stop rifle bullets. And then the Project Safe Neighbors, that's for us to develop a program that we could go into neighborhoods and help them fight any crime that's going on through there. So that was the fourth that we're looking at.
All right.
And we'll bring more.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from David, second from Greg to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Number 8-6 from Ms. Soliday. Over in permits and inspections, consider and approve the preliminary plat for the Rice Settlement subdivision. This subdivision is 18.32 acres off of County Road 3011 and will have 5 lots of 3 acres each. LJ engineering letter recommending approval is attached and it's in the packet. Melinda?
This is a Rice settlement, and like I showed there, it's 5 lots of 3+ acres. Mr. Rice is he's preparing the lots. He's not developing the lots. He's going to sell the lots to individual purchasers. So I just wanted y'all to be aware of that. I do have the approval from LJA for the preliminary plat, and I just need y'all's approval.
Okay. Jay, I know Jay's here. I saw him a while ago. Do you have anything you want to add to it? Anything else you'd like to add to it, or? Pretty happy where I'm stuck there on the hill. Yeah.
I move to approve.
Okay. Motion from Greg, second from David to approve. Further discussion. Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. And that motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8-7 from Ms. Soliday. Consider and approve request from Larrett Energy Services to use temporary holding tanks for 8 to 10 months for a laydown yard at 1283 Highway 59, Cleveland, for 8 to 10 months. They'll be using QP Energy for clean out services twice weekly. Larrett Energy will obtain all the other permits required. We had this earlier.
It was a different company.
Different company, actually.
Yes.
It's going to use the same
Anytime we have any
practice.
variance on our requirements for septic system, I must come in front of Commissioner's Court.
Right.
I hate for them to go to the expense of doing a commercial septic when they're only going to be there less than a year.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'll probably bring things to you for septic system. I don't like to do variances on septics because, you know, they can be pretty tricky.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is just going to be 2-meter permits and 4 mobile offices that'll be there during the time of their construction.
Okay.
And they'll utilize holding tanks?
Yes.
Or something?
Yeah, they'll be using holding tanks for the septic and they'll be cleaned out twice a week. So I told him before I take any ideals for permits, I told him I want to see a copy of the contract for the septic. So he was waiting for this to get a signed copy of all.
Are there any standards on that, like overflow systems to manage it that shuts down the water systems when?
Generally,
when the
once they
tanks
get full, they don't accept overflows, but if it being pumped out twice weekly at an office, it's not gonna be like they're taking showers or cooking in the offices, it'll just be the restroom facilities.
In a future life, a leaking toilet or a leaking faucet will overflow.
Yes,
and so
I understand.
It's
I
an
understand your
inadvertent
question.
spill, but nevertheless,
Right.
as I understand it, it's a TCEQ reportable in that
Yes.
regard.
In that event, it would have to be reported to TCEQ.
Okay.
And
So
that would
I don't know if we have to mandate those overflow shut-off valves. They're expensive.
Yeah, they really are.
So,
But the judge and the other commissioners know how I am about the septic systems in Liberty County.
Yes,
So,
we do.
I'm very particular. I am a DR and site evaluator in Liberty County, so
okay.
I keep a very close eye on this.
Like a motion to approve.
Okay, got a motion to approve from David,
I'll second.
second from Gerald. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, from Mr. C. Come on up. Mr. C, consider and approve the selection of liability insurances at the renewal rate of February 5th, 2025, including general liability, automobile liability, and physical damage, property, contractor equipment, public entity management liability, employment practices, law enforcement liability, employment, benefit plan administration liability, and cyber crime liability, and umbrella coverage. Oh, it's a mouthful, yeah.
We have Ben Odom and Todd Arnold with McGriff Services. They're our broker. Okay.
Ben, Tom, why don't y'all come up and give us a rundown?
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. I believe all y'all have this comparison here in front of you. And as usual, I will let Ben take it away.
Okay.
So again, this is a busy document. Very pleased to advise we've got good news coming this year. The market is finally starting to turn back down in respect to property insurance. We'll start with that 2024 column. This is what the current program looks like today. At the top, you can see everything that the policies were rated off of: budget, number of officers, employees, power units, and property values. And then at the bottom, you can see the total premium cost and how much that is relative to our budget. The next column takes the exact same rates and applies it by this year's exposures. So what we can see is our budget's up 7%, law enforcement's up 9%, employee count's up 10%, power units are up 8%. I do want to note we got an email yesterday to add 2 more autos, so these numbers are going to move just a hair. But I wanted to present what we had prior sent to the county. Auto physical damage values are up 16%, property values are up 1%. So what you can see is if we apply the same exact rates, a flat rate renewal would be 1.58.
Okay.
So then we look at what does our renewal actually look like? And so you can see line by line, what did our rate actually do? The good news is we were able to negotiate a deductible reduction on the law enforcement liability, which is huge. And then we were also able to negotiate rate decreases on every line of coverage except for auto liability, which is just a tough line of coverage right now in general. And overall, we're presenting a 3% rate reduction to the county this year.
Okay. So the one that went up, automobile liability, about 17% up.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Any particular reason?
There's some adverse claims. The loss ratio for the county on auto liability over the last 5 years is over 100%. So what that means is, think about it as every dollar the county is given to the insurance company is given more than $1 back to the county. So
Isn't that the way it's supposed to work?
hey, it's been a for-profit activity in the county the last few years, so that's why.
Last year, there was kind of and I look back on the video of last year, and y'all did cover it.
Yep.
But there was some confusion on the auto and the physical damage. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
So
so the auto physical damage, the way it's structured now is it's catastrophic coverage. So what that means is every vehicle is covered except for over the road coverage. So while they're parked and unoccupied, there is coverage. So think a catastrophe from a fire that starts on one vehicle and spreads to the others, or a hurricane, or a hailstorm, or a tornado, etc. There's 2 reasons for that. One, the market is very, very tough for auto physical damage when you have a very large fleet. And if you look at the history of the county, the cost to buy auto physical damage would be $200,000 plus for your fleet.
Mhm.
And if you look at the losses historically, really with the outlier of last year, it's been like $30,000 to $40,000 in auto physical damage claims over the last 8 years. So it's just not a very good trade with the insurance companies. So the thought is, let's not just give them premium just to give them premium when we're not getting a very good return. So let's take on some of that risk, save the premium dollars, and then should we have a major event, well, we do have some protection. Should we have a hailstorm that takes out 30 vehicles? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And that is how, what I would tell you, the majority of large county, really every large county purchases their auto physical damage. And y'all are just getting, as you can see, reference from 2015 to today.
Yeah.
I mean, the county has more than doubled in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
So,
Looking at an overall budget, that's, I mentioned that to Harold yesterday. In 2015, we're at 38 million and now we're up to 80 million. And
Yeah, so-
substantial increase.
Yeah, so our own road damage, we're pretty well paying for it. Because our vehicles usually run at least 50 just for the vehicle, not counting everything that's on it. So we're paying the money. But like you said, instead of giving that to the insurance company, we're betting on
right.
that we'll have less wrecks than the premium will be.
That's right.
Less wrecks. Defensive driving, how about that? Anything on that? Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay.
Then there are, I think, programs with Texas political subdivisions that
Mhm.
we went with last year. They're like TAC. They're mostly schools, I think, but they do have some counties and cities.
It's a pretty even split between cities, counties, and
It's kind of like my board is mostly, it started with schools and then they added everybody. But they have programs that we can take advantage of for driving or anything. I mean,
they do, and we do as a firm as well.
Okay. All righty. Well, this is an action item. What say the court?
What, are you choosing between the flat rate or you called it the Texas Political Subdivision or TPS plan? Is that what they're doing?
So the flat rate isn't an option. That's just to show
Mhm.
what a flat rate would actually.
Okay. So you're just approving the TPS plan?
yeah, yes.
Okay. Greg, you moved to.
Yes.
Okay. All right, got a motion from Greg.
I'll second.
Got a second from Gerald. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Appreciate y'all coming. Yeah. All right. Item number 8 and 9 from Mr. C. Consider and approve recommendation to award RFP number 25-04 solid waste collection and disposal service. Harold?
All right, so we sent out a request for proposal to 4 companies, Frontier Waste, Republic Waste, Natchez Management, and Waste Management. Had 2 responses, Frontier and Republic. There was a committee of Commissioner Arthur, Tiffany, the secretary, and Eloy, the foreman, since they deal with all the transfer stations we have. And they rated them, they were pretty equal, both good companies. We've had Republic in the past. They were both good companies. And they're real equal in everything except for the prices they quoted us were a pretty good difference. So Frontier Waste came in with a rating of 90 and Republic had 82. So we're recommended Frontier Waste.
So that rating is part of your bid conditioning process? Okay. And then, so they had the best rate and they scored the highest?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they scored the highest and
Yeah,
were
they did.
satisfied with their work, and I move to approve.
The motion from Greg, second from David to approve. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 810 from Mr. Poston. Consider and approve updated lease agreement between Liberty County and DL Foster Holdings for LLC for a tax office building located at 3210 Highway 90, Liberty, Texas. And this is for Mr. Brown's office over there on Highway 90 so he can have a place to keep staying. Okay.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to say, this agreement has been signed by Mr. Foster, but we have not received it in the mail yet. I'm sure the snow days had something to do with that. So it's not contained in your packet. And because we don't have that, I would ask that we actually table this until next court.
Okay.
Draw my motion.
Okay. You want to make a motion to table, David?
Yeah, make a motion to table.
Okay.
I'll say.
Got a motion from David, second from Gerald to table. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 811, consider and approve adding Anthony Key to the Liberty County Housing Authority Board as a residential tenant member. I received this sent over by the Housing Authority Board and the director. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I put it on the agenda so we could at least discuss this today. I don't know this gentleman, so, okay, all right. And I don't know if any of the commissioners do, but I'd like to table this and give them the opportunity to get to know him. Okay? All right.
Do you have anything you want to?
No, ma'am, if he can meet with the commissioners individually, it'd be great. And maybe you could bring him by to introduce him at your convenience. Yes, ma'am.
So with Todd, I'm the executive director for the Liberty County Housing Authority. Don't have it met me, Stephanie Berry. I've been with the Liberty County Housing Authority for 4 years. June is coming June, I'll be the director for 2 years. We are required to have a resident of our program on our board. This has not taken place since my position, and as long as that I'm aware of. So we do need to take care of this as soon as possible. I do need to have a resident on our program, on the board. He has been with us for almost 5 years. He's been an immaculate tenant. He comes to his meetings with all required documents as needed, has his criminal background. We have no issue whatsoever. Each of my board members, I have one that is located in Liberty Ames, one in Hardin, one in Cleveland, and he resides in Bay7. So I'm trying to put one in a little different areas so we're not all within one city, just so there isn't any favoritism. So if that accounts for anything.
Okay. All righty. So what's the board's pleasure? Table or you want to make a decision?
Judge, did that satisfy your
No.
need? Okay.
So
I'll make the motion.
I just never met the gentleman. I'm just
Okay.
meeting him here in the
I'll
court.
second his motion.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we have a motion to table from Gerald and a second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Thank you, gentlemen. And we will table that. We will get with you. It just give them the opportunity to meet the gentleman and that way they know. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Next item up is from Mr. C. Consider and approve soliciting request for proposals number 25-08 for autopsy transports and pauper cremations. Harold, it's that time of year again.
Yes. We did this 2 years ago. We did a 1-year contract with a renewal. So we're in our 2nd year, but it ends in March. So we're requesting y'all give us permission. We'll start working on that. We'll have something to present to you in March.
So all we're doing is giving him permission to solicit. Okay. All right.
I'll move on that.
Motion from Gerald.
Second.
Second from Greg. I'm getting the G's on here today, y'all. Now I gotta write it out. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays, and that motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, I don't have anything else on here. And Bruce isn't here to
I make a motion we adjourn.
thank you. All right. Got a motion from Greg to adjourn, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we are adjourned.